This looks like we're going to sweep this overnight low, meaning we're just going to test below it. Then I have a feeling we're going to be making our way back up into this area. So I'm looking for the B period to come down anywhere in here and not get below this overnight low. I have 20 seconds for that opening. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future videos of how I trade market profile and volume profile. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Here that B period starts to pull back. See, I have a area highlighted starting just above the open, which is that orange dash line. It's just kind of an area where I basically I'm looking at to get in. This first one, I'm going to front run the open, put in the order. That gets me in the market right there. And I'm thinking if it pulls down a little bit further into this area, I would add another one. Getting an idea where the 27 ticks is at. That's my standard first exit. It's a little over, 2 times my initial risk. And I'm looking at this area as my final target. You have the half back from overnight. And then right here, this is where I'd want to be out of the trade if I made it this far. I'm kind of thinking any acceptance under the half or under the overnight low, I'd want to be out of this trade. Here, I'm still waiting to see if I can get this second set in. Looking at the volume area high to see where that's at. So right there, I get that second set in. I didn't really, I was looking at the bottom of that node, that larger node. So that's why I entered my second one there. You can see I set the stop. And here it really starts to pull back, and I got a little worried that it was going to take me out. I think it gets within 1 or 2 ticks of taking me out of this trade. Ultimately, that stop should have been under that A low. It was just too big of a risk at that point. I really didn't think B period was going to come pull back this far. Here you see him start to buy it again at the overnight low. That's that orange line. So the idea was right. I was just a little too early on my entry. Here I start adjusting the targets. I want to see us get acceptance into that bigger node and not get kicked back down, under that overnight low. Right here, I'm explaining that we need extension on that B period. You can kind of see the low volume node in the volume profile there where the B has already been. I thought if we make it up there again and can't get through that, I would just close this trade because that'd be like the third time that we've been up in that area. Seems to me here they keep getting weaker to the downside, meaning that they're not getting as much. They are selling it right there at the halfback and open, but they're getting less and less each time. So I feel comfortable staying in this trade. This is the Quantower trading platform. If you're interested in checking it out, you can get a free 7-day trial. You can use the link in my description of this video, and it will also help support the channel. Here we're moving up a little bit. I'm going to test that area again. So this is where basically I want to get through this area, or I want to close the trade. So you can see I moved to break even there. And I'm kind of explaining here that if we get up into this area, I'm going to move a stop to the top of that node. Turn off my brackets so I can take one if I want without adding extra orders. Here I move that stop up, and I figure if we come back down through that node, I don't want to be in a rotation. I want this to move forward. Here I give it just a little extra room. And I took one at 20 ticks. I leave the other target there. Move up to stop. I just slide down and take that second one. It's front running that 27 ticks, but you can see how we're right on that VWAP area. I thought it made sense to take one there. Same thing, I'm moving these stops up to protect me if we come back into that range that we were in earlier. I feel like if we come back into that range, we'll probably look at that overnight low again. I didn't want to be in it past that. Here, I'm just showing you where the stops are right now. Here I'm talking about how we're at that VWAP area, but you can see it's not losing ground. They keep coming back to it. So that makes me feel like they're going to try to push a little bit higher. I'm looking at that value area high, thinking about that halfback. That's the area that I'm really focused on, is that halfback area. If we can get through this VWAP area. And then I'm looking at that area or that level just because you can see how the volume profile from overnight kind of fades off there and you get those singles above it. So I'm thinking I would want to be out before I got to that, got over that level basically. At this point, I took the one at 20 ticks, took the other one at about 25 ticks. Again, I'm pointing out here that, we are at that VWAP area and they're not selling it off. They keep going back to it. So it makes me think that it's going to try to move higher. I'm going to keep an eye on what they do at this volume area high. Notice I have the stops there at the top of that node, and it hasn't been back in that node yet. So that's, goes with my idea that we're trying to move higher. Hear the actual voice from when I was in the trade takes over. I used the mouse to mute the microphone, and it turns out that one of the hotkeys that the mouse is programmed to is used in another app that I have open while I'm trading. So it was accidentally muting the mic. I got that fixed, but here's the real voice that picks up. Like I said, the next stop would be this value area high. We have a target sitting at 83.25 just to front run this halfback from overnight. And then I'm looking kind of at the top of this node from overnight. There through the halfback or through the VWAP area. That's our 27. So that's 80.25. At this point, I'm not going to give that 27 ticks back. Gonna move this other one up. It's 34 ticks. So you could take that one right there. Like I said, I'm just not giving back the 27 ticks at this point. Right to that 83 target. There's 40 ticks. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future videos of how I trade market profile and volume profile. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Really looks like it wants to push higher here. E4. Let's take it at this 84 if it gets there. It's 43 ticks. I'll take that right there at 43 ticks. Just the way it was struggling, and I wanted to take it here at this halfback anyways. That 40 ticks is, kind of a level that I'm not giving back once I get past it. That's 10 points. So I'm happy with that.